I'm a Tesla certified technician, and last month I had a customer bring in his 2015 Model S for a routine inspection. This car has 285,000 miles on it. When I checked the electric motor, it was perfect. No leaks, no noise, no play in the bearings. It runs as smooth as the day it left the factory. I've worked on cars for over 15 years, and finding a gas engine with 285,000 miles that hasn't needed major work is extremely rare. Most are on their second engine by that point. Today, I'm going to show you exactly why Tesla's electric motors will outlast any gas engine, what the engineering differences are, and what this means for your wallet over the life of the vehicle. This is about the actual mechanics and what I see in my shop every single day. The most important difference between electric motors and gas engines comes down to one simple fact: complexity. A typical four-cylinder gas engine has over 200 moving parts. You've got pistons moving up and down, valves opening and closing, a crankshaft rotating, a timing chain that has to stay perfectly synchronized, oil pumps, water pumps, fuel injectors, and a dozen other components. Every single one of those parts creates friction, generates heat, and wears down over time. An electric motor in a Tesla has about 17 moving parts total. You've got a rotor, which spins, you've got a stator, which creates the magnetic field, and you've got bearings that support the rotor. There's no oil to change because there are no pistons. There's no timing belt to replace because there's no combustion cycle. There's no complex cooling system because the motor doesn't generate the same heat as burning gasoline thousands of times per minute. Think about what happens inside a gas engine when you're driving. At highway speeds, your engine is probably running at about 2,000 RPM. That means every piston fires 2,000 times per minute. Over an hour, each piston fires 120,000 times. Each valve opens and closes 120,000 times. Over 100,000 miles, you're talking about hundreds of millions of combustion cycles. Every cycle creates wear. The piston rings scrape against cylinder walls. An electric motor doesn't have any of that. The rotor spins smoothly on magnetic fields. There's no metal-on-metal contact except at the bearings, and those bearings are designed to last hundreds of thousands of miles with minimal wear. Now let me show you what actually fails on gas engines versus electric motors. The most common gas engine repairs I see are timing chain or timing belt replacements. You're looking at replacing the timing belt every 60,000 to 100,000 miles. If that belt breaks, the engine destroys itself, and you're looking at $3,000 to $5,000 in repairs. Electric motors don't have timing belts or chains. That entire failure mode doesn't exist. Oil changes are another big one. Gas engines need oil every 5,000 to 7,500 miles. Skip oil changes, and the engine seizes. I see this probably once a month. Electric motors don't use oil. Spark plugs wear out. Fuel injectors clog. Oxygen sensors fail. Catalytic converters fail. I had a customer last year with a 2016 Honda Accord. The catalytic converter went bad at 90,000 miles. The repair was $2,200. Electric motors don't have exhaust systems or catalytic converters. All of those potential failures simply don't apply. Let me give you real numbers from my shop. In the last 3 years, I've worked on probably 3,000 Teslas. Out of those, I've seen maybe 5 legitimate electric motor failures. 4 were on very early Model S cars from 2012 to 2014, with a known bearing issue that Tesla fixed under warranty. On modern Teslas from 2018 and newer, I've seen 1 motor failure. 1. Compare that to gas engines. About 15 to 20% of the gas cars that come through our shop have engine-related problems, and these aren't high-mileage beaters. I'm talking about newer cars with 60,000 to 100,000 miles already having issues. I want to tell you about another customer because this really illustrates the difference. About 6 months ago, a guy brought in his 2013 Model S with over 400,000 miles on it. He bought it used in 2015 and uses it for work, driving all over the state. I ran a full diagnostic on the drive unit, and it's still at 82% of its original capacity. The motor showed no signs of failure. The bearings were fine. No unusual noise, no vibration. This motor has gone 400,000 miles with 0 repairs. I asked him what maintenance he's done over those miles. He's replaced the 12-volt battery twice. He's replaced tires 5 times. He's done brake fluid changes. That's about it. Compare that to a gas car with 400,000 miles. You'd be looking at 2 or 3 engines, multiple transmission rebuilds, timing belts every 100,000 miles, countless oil changes, water pump replacements, alternator replacements. The list goes on. Here's where the cost difference really adds up. Let's compare a Tesla Model 3 to a Toyota Camry over 200,000 miles. The Camry is one of the best gas cars you can buy for longevity. Over 200,000 miles, that Camry needs about 35 to 40 oil changes at $50 each. That's $2,000 just for oil. You'll replace the timing belt or chain at least twice at $800 to $1,200 per replacement. That's another $2,000. Spark plugs 3 or 4 times. Air filters, fuel filters, coolant flushes, transmission fluid changes. Add it all up, and you're looking at $5,000 to $7,000 in engine-related maintenance, assuming nothing major breaks. The Tesla Model 3 over the same 200,000 miles needs basically none of that. You're changing the cabin air filter, doing brake fluid every 2 years, rotating tires. The total maintenance cost for the electric drive system is close to 0. Now, I need to be honest. Electric motors are not completely maintenance-free. The bearings can wear out, although it's rare. The cooling system uses coolant that needs to be changed eventually. Tesla recommends checking it every 4 years. That's about a $150 service. And if you damage the motor, replacement is expensive. A new drive unit from Tesla runs $7,000 to $12,000 depending on the model. But the likelihood of needing that replacement is so low, it's almost not worth worrying about. I have seen gas engines fail at 60,000 miles. I've seen transmissions fail at 80,000 miles. I have yet to see a Tesla motor fail on a car that's been properly maintained. The other advantage is the warranty. Tesla covers the drive unit for 8 years or 150,000 miles. That's longer than most gas engine warranties, which are typically 5 years or 60,000 miles. Based on what I'm seeing, Tesla is comfortable offering that longer warranty because the motors don't fail. I've had customers ask if they should buy an extended warranty for their Tesla, and my answer is usually no, at least not for the drive unit. You're paying for coverage on something that probably won't break. One more thing I want to address. People ask me, don't electric motors lose power over time? The answer is no. A gas engine loses power as it ages because of wear. The piston rings wear down, so you lose compression. The timing chain stretches. All of that adds up to measurable horsepower loss. A gas car with 150,000 miles is noticeably slower than when new. Electric motors don't have that problem. As long as the battery is healthy, the motor delivers the same power at 150,000 miles as it did at 15,000 miles. The motor doesn't care how many miles are on it. So here's my honest take as someone who works on both gas cars and Teslas every day. If you're looking at long-term reliability and cost of ownership, the electric motor wins by a massive margin. It's simpler. It has fewer parts, It requires almost no maintenance, and it lasts longer. I know a lot of people are skeptical about electric cars because they're new and different. You've been driving gas cars your whole life, and they work, but the engineering is just better. It's not about being trendy. It's about the fact that electric motors are fundamentally more reliable than internal combustion engines. The physics support that, and what I'm seeing in my shop every day confirms it. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more honest automotive advice. Drop a comment below. Are you still skeptical about electric motors? What's holding you back from considering an EV? I read every comment, and I'll answer your questions.